Happy birthday, Aries. Hi. Okay, so welcome to the space. If you're returning, and if you're new, and if you are new to this space, my name is Raaji, and this is called Opal. This space is called Opal Oracle, and we shall read you a birthday reading. So I had to wait, okay? I really wanted to do your reading for the last week, and I was like, Aries, 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 all excited. Really, really happy about it, but it wasn't quite the right time, but it wasn't that long to wait. It was like, I don't know, it wasn't as long as I guess it was a test in patience, right? Something about a test in patience. And what's beautiful is I woke up this morning and it's been raining, and all of a sudden it's spring. Like, it's warm. All the flowers smell really good. Everything's really green. So good, happy energy, Aries. Happy now, happy to be alive, right? Okay. Are you comfortable? All right, I split this up a little bit. Let's see what's going on with these cards. Oh, I knew it was that one. Okay. Ah, the bear is very strong this month. Ooh. Okay. Give me a second, tune in. Oh, you're really strong right now emotionally. I love it. And mentally, too. Emotionally and mentally, really strong. Aries. This is, remember, because you could be this externally, but I see this very important internally. Like, it's like you're popping. I keep seeing this guy going towards this little bubble, and he's like going to go pop the bubble. It's like something's trying to go back to its natural state of being, right? Okay. So, okay, so you're solving an emotional problem, particularly with a lot of you with Pisces energy. What is this saying? Well, I guess you could be very, very honest. There could be some very clear, honest communication, right? And until you break through some sort of, like, you were brave enough to break through some sort of emotional space, right? Free something from something, right? Like, clear the water. That has to happen, and only you can do it. And then once that happens, you can make some sort of decision. Because you have to make a decision. There's a decision to be made, Aries. But it has to be made emotionally. But not forcefully. I know all your readings since January have been slower, right? But not that there's less progress here. But it's you becoming more patient, which is good. Especially when something doesn't, for instance, feel good, right? It's very mature. The assistance. Let's see what your assistance is. Well, let's back up. The action to take emotionally at this time is to continue to do whatever you've been working on. Right? To allow something again to be free. Maybe you gotta let go of some control. A little bit. Maybe you have to let Virgo take... Well, you analyze before you charge, right? If you're trying to achieve a goal, right, there's a boss. Before the boss tells everybody, remember your reading, actually that was a Virgo reading and your reading, the boss. But before the boss tells everybody what to do, you got to think about what needs to be done. And even then, do you remember your yearly reading? It said, you, Aries, your cardinal fire, you were meant to be a leader, right? A leader. Really, something important in this life that makes a big, huge difference. Teaches other people how to surrender and how to be strong and how to be a good friend and a good partner, a good family member, right? Be a leader, not the boss. And you lead via actions, right? Employees respect their boss the most when the boss does what they're asking, right? If it doesn't, then it's contrary, and that ends up being not respected. So keep that in mind. Let's see, your assistance. I feel like your assistance would be... Well, you actually have a lot to do for yourself. Of course, I would presume with other people, but what I'm seeing here is it's more about... there's things that you need to do with yourself and... that you're working through, or again, you are the boss of you, right? You are the leader. There's a very important role I see for you to be the leader of yourself, but also to know that the path is blooming. Some of you, because for you to go back and solve this emotional space, I know this is quite a birthday reading, right? I think it's a good energy. I'm liking the energy. Yes, star that I'm feeling. So, because you have to go back, right, to the past about something, and I know you've already been doing it. Right, because the bear cannot come out of the cave until spring, right? Once it's fully spring, then it is the time, then it comes out. But in a way, you control a bit of the timing via how much problem solving and patience you have been putting forth, problem-solving power and patience you've been putting forth in allowing something again to go back to some sort of natural form. Trippy reading. Like the purest essence of something, right? Maybe you're popping some sort of illusions in yourself too a little bit, where you're kind of like, all right, that was a bubble, like, all right, that's not real, you know what I mean? And being like, boop, oh, okay, no, that's not real. Like, fish in the sky and a bubble, that doesn't make any sense. The fish goes in the water, right? Maybe there's something that ends up being, you make something more logical, something becomes more rational. Which are made from a pure, natural, emotional space. Which helps you to connect to the past in a what has happened, anything prior to now, right? In a more positive way, where it feels nourishing instead of sad. Do you know what I mean? So you can actually step forward and be this bear, right? So what have you been thinking about over the winter? What have you been resolving in yourself, or what have you revealed to yourself? And I heard like a place that you've stitched some holes, because it's helpful, right? You're the only one that can, you are your seamstress. You are in charge of your fabric of your life, which connects to the fabric of life. Oh, what a sweet message. Let's see physically. Yeah, physically it's like re-emphasizing. You have another 2 here. So depending on how confident you feel will be indicative to what you choose and what you resolve. Hi, son. Which actually for a lot of you could really resolve some sort of... Okay, wait, let me see. So you were conceived in September, right? That's how you make, is that right? To make an Aries? Is that why I always connect you to Virgo? Anyway, let's move forward. I heard the world's waiting on you to shine your light, Aries. The world is waiting on you to shine your light. And I guess for you, the way you think about things, it matters a lot to how, like, the decisions that you make and whether they are rational or emotional. And then I heard choosing accordingly. But sometimes you do have to, it's like you have to set your mind at ease to figure out whether something is the right time, maybe the right time to speak, the right time to act, etc. It's a lot here about timing, right? And what is real or not. Do bears change caves, like throughout their life, or do they always go to the same cave? Right, maybe a place, well, I heard maybe the bear has moseyed. Maybe the bear has moseyed. Had to mosey to a place to realize what feels good to them or not. Right? And I guess when you go to pick a new cave, if there's a regularity to something, then I feel like there's a possibility that you can't go back to the other cave because it could be occupied. Does this make sense? So this is about choice. And actually, I already recorded your reading, and it talked a lot about that, where teaching children about choice, like, okay, you can go here, or you can have this or that. Like when you're talking to a child, you give it 2 options, not 4 options, right? It makes it easier when it's simpler. And then it also teaches one how to choose, and knowing that you have consequences for your choices, right? You want to eat all the cookies, well, then your belly might hurt. You want to save all your, you want to work really hard and save your money, then you have opportunities to do things with that. Right? There are, yeah, you may have chose, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to work really hard. And because of that, I see you can be very much rewarded to go to the next step and have assistance on your way there versus such a struggle about it. Yes. And your own self-value really does matter a lot. Your belief system about who you think that you are. And maybe how you were judged as a child too, or when you were younger, could be something like, because that could maybe interrupt your own confidence level in shining as bright as you are. You are a very bright light, Aries. Yes. Let's see. I guess because the cards were small, number-wise, and things of that nature, I'm seeing this as like little steps, right? I don't feel like you should make any major decisions in April. You want to make sure that it's like you got to clear out, again, you have to clear out any illusion or delusion or old feelings or, I don't know, certain mentalities about what used to be, and make sure that it's not fishy. Yes. And I feel like whatever you've been hung up on, like scared about maybe the change or just accepting things as they're moving along, like if you know what's real or not, then you won't fall in the trap. Do you know what I mean? If you respect yourself, if you forgive your mother, if you are a good parent to yourself, right, and understand what you can handle, what you're in control of and what you're not, then the decisions are easy peasy. Maybe there's something about like a 3-month span from now too. Like the middle of the year. Yes. Something strong about your independence. I also see this as great success in this heart space, in ways of love and your own capacity to be all that you are, regardless of what you have on your plate. You know what I mean? Like, I see taking up the role to be, well, I heard, you know that you have assistance, you know that you have help, you know that you are supported, right? Because of that, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I can do it, right? It's a confidence thing. Yes, it's a confidence thing to be like, okay, we're given all kinds of tasks in this life to learn more about what's real or not, whether we believe in what we believe or not. And the funny thing about feelings is sometimes messages like that, right? Sometimes they're not accurate because it depends on our, what do they call it? Like your core beliefs, because you can go in and adjust them, the sympathetic and system and things of this nature. You can alter that, and you'll know when you're doing some really good core. I heard core cleansing. Beautiful words together. Core cleansing is when the decisions are actually, you take more time before you say something, pick something, eat something, whatever. Like you take a little bit more time. It's more that Virgo where you're kind of like, all right, let me sit with that before I just react. Yeah, let me just sit with that before I react, because every action has a long-term effect, right? And with Uranus and Taurus for everyone, this is a change in that space. So if you know what time you were born, it may be helpful to look at your map and to see what that's saying, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's really beautiful. Like, I was thinking about it last night before I was going to bed, and how Uranus and Taurus represents I know, I have, right? And this will be a test of our own positivity, our own faith as humanity even. You could be like, oh, it depends the way you look at it. Because the other two sides of that are I want and I desire. But you have to know what you have to be able to receive what you want and what you are desiring, and knowing whether that desire is balanced with reason, with logic and rationality, as well as I heard a clear emotional, like, core space. Now, not everything will be perfect. You already know that, though. Unless I heard you have a lot in Aries, like, that could make it a little bit confusing because that stubbornness will come in and you'll have the same conversation over and over. So try not to do that. Let's see how to help you be more, well, actually, I heard, let's see what's good, Aries. What's good, Aries, for your birthday? Aries. What's good? Oh my god. High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, you obviously have been having some sort of, let's call it intuitive hits, or like feelings that are coming in where you're kind of like, because this is about I know that I have, and then like what can you do with it, right? I feel like work is really good. Remember, when the mind is calm and you pop the bubbles of illusion, right, that are all around you or thrown at you or whatever they are, you're going to feel so much more secure in what you can do with what you have and build the life that you want. I feel like your dreams could also give you some indication at this time if you're a dreamer. I feel like you're also thinking, for some of you could be thinking about money. That could be very helpful. like, maybe how to create, like, because money's magic, right? It's like how to create more of something with what you actually have. Remember, I'm seeing this also as like natural talents right now, and the effort, wherewithal, and know-how to achieve it. And I see that again, you have help along the path. Not all the time. Sometimes you'll have to do things on your own. It's like if you do the hard thing on your own and you take up the initiative to be like, okay, I'm the boss of me. This is what's going on, right? I heard everybody's on vacation. It's like, all right, well, how are you going to handle it? And if you step up to that role, that responsibility role, then without complaining, then what happens is you actually end up with help as you cross over to the next step. And then when you have some, and so there's some reflection here in how to achieve. Well, I heard in to realize whether you deserve something or not. And remember, with family, even your job, right? Some days are awesome. Sometimes it's really awesome. Sometimes it's a hard day. There's history with all kinds of things, but keep your mind pure, and realize that there are many things you can do that you were meant to, again, to take up in this time for yourself, especially handling yourself emotionally, right? Like, because that is what is indicative of our actions. Yeah, and our choices. And when you feel good, and those feelings are real, right? Because sometimes they can lie. Feelings can definitely, yeah, some feelings can lie, right? Fear can save your life from falling off a cliff, but fear can also stop you from believing that you can do something on your own, right? Or you need assistance, you need alcohol to dance, right? Or you need, like, I don't know, you need uppers to, mama's little helper to clean the house, or you need whatever. Like, the things that you need are generally very invisible. Yeah, they're invisible, because what you need is to accept how you feel and to respect yourself in this life. If you do that, Aries, I feel like now until June, there's a bit of shadow work. Maybe this would be a nice time for you to tap into your yearly reading, which was actually really positive. Do you remember it said no major problems? There were no major problems. There were minor things, sure. Yeah, little minor things. Little things where you're like, wait a second, it's 110 outside. Why do I get this leather jacket on? Little things, but these are things you can control. You can be like, oh, let me take that leather jacket off, and oh, now I can feel the breeze, and I heard everything's very clear. But if for some reason it's a little murky, or you're uncertain, well, maybe you just gotta ask yourself why. And try to see what the answer is. Aries. Let's do one more for fun. It's your birthday. Aries. Ooh. Oh, okay. So 2 years ago you did something, right? And that created something. Or you had an opportunity. It was like you were doing something a couple years ago, and then all of a sudden you were like, oh, I'm gonna do this instead of that. And because of that, that caused a doubling in your physical world for you to have more opportunity to be able to choose something that helps you have a different perspective, right? And makes you feel more comfortable. So again, you can overcome the minor challenges as you go along, not seeing them as major. And then being rewarded for your hard work, right? And then realizing, okay, I am really strong, and you know how to, again, like, communicate accordingly and send your, you know, like, this is important. So now you're here in this physical world, and there's like an emotional test. To, I heard, pop the bubble of illusion. So you can open up something. Well, I guess that's been closed. Let's see what happens about this when you choose. When you're ready. When will you be ready? The moon. Guess this could be, like, again, sort of the middle of the year. I guess the moon is also telling me that in the Wheel of Fortune, that it's all going to be different for you. Please don't rush. Right? This June could be this June. This June could be, you know, next June. 2 Junes. So I heard, be a good example as you go along, especially for your inner child. If you have children, anyone around you, even grandmas and grandpas, you can make a difference, right? Elders can be an example for other elders, you know, just like children are examples for other children. Oh, that's one last thing. Your other reading talked about this with, like, siblings, right? Because you learn a lot. Children learn through siblings, right? How to play, how to share, who's in charge, right? Like the pecking order. You come up with games, right? There's a lot of imagination there because it's of a similar age. So who are your siblings, and what are your relationships with them? That's part of this. And how did you receive, like, who taught you about truth, Aries? I love you. It's so nice that the sun came out. Look at that. Garden's gonna love it. Thank you, Aries, for bringing the spring. You know, the beginning of spring. It's not in full effect yet, but it'll get there. Please take care of yourself, and remember that other reading, your old reading. Have faith, have faith, have faith. Right? You have a God-given gift. Probably have many of them. What would you like to do with them? Don't be afraid of losing it. Right? Just use it as a tool. That's what it's there for. I guess if you ever feel like you don't know what to do and you feel stuck, you're ignoring something that you know better about. I love you. Yes, I do. And please check out your Taurus, wherever that is. If you don't know, and you know, well, I guess you can ask, and we'll help each other over here figure that out. Okay? Take care of yourself. Peace.